Listen, so I'm in the middle of watching a football game right now. I am stressed out watching Florida State play. So um, I figured let me just take a break and talk about something I've been thinking about. Something I think is really important for men to understand. Um, so I'm gonna jump right into it. So the thing is, I always say this: for men, uh, a man can be in a lot of relationships until he's actually in a relationship. So what do I mean by that? He men can get in relationships for whatever reasons. They really like you. You look good on their shoulder. Um, any number of reasons they get into a relationship with you doesn't mean that they see themselves with you for the long term. Now this blog or this vlog is really more so for the men because men know what I'm talking about, and I don't want to confuse you ladies with this. Um, so yeah, men get into these relationships, but when they get into that one real relationship, then that's when they realize that all this time I've been taught how to get the girl, but not necessarily how to keep the girl. And so then there's this learning process that's very difficult because it's like, who do you go to? Do you go to the other men out there who are single who don't know? Do you go to the old cats? Do you go to relationship guys like me? It's very difficult, and I actually have a lot of guys who come to me for relationship advice, which surprised me in the beginning. But I say all that to say, guys, it's very important that you learn how to establish intimacy with your woman. Now, this is so important because a lot of men are good at sex and some aren't. But sex and intimacy are two very, very different things. When you find yourself in a very committed relationship, um, you're going to have to learn how to give intimacy to a woman. And it's not going to be easy to you because for a lot of you men, you've been guarded for so long. You've only given a limited amount of yourself. It doesn't matter how good the sex is. If you're not able to give intimacy to a woman, she will not be satisfied. I want to say that again. It doesn't matter how good you are at sex. If you have not given intimacy to your woman and you do not know how to give intimacy to your woman, you are in trouble. Because if you can't give it to her, somebody can. Or she may get it from somewhere else, but she needs intimacy. Women need intimacy. I talked about this in a video a couple years ago. Sex doesn't fill a woman up. Actually, if sex is work, it drains a woman. What fills a woman is intimacy. Now, I could go through, 30 minutes of this video to try to teach you how to give intimacy. It's very difficult for men. It's not necessarily something that you do while you're having sex. Remember this. So it's not about you being able to say, I love you during sex. It feels good to them, but intimacy is way more than that. Way more than that. Because anybody can say, I love you during sex. For some men, they need to say it and they need to hear it. But that's a totally different story. It goes beyond that. And ladies, I'll tell you one thing. If your man is unable to say your name during sex, that means that he is not vulnerable with you in the least. So in order to achieve intimacy, it's not necessarily something that you do. It's who you are in your relationship. You have to be able to let those boundaries down, let that shell down, and let her in. And it's something that's just in your relationship. Intimacy is in your relationship. And you have to ask your woman, am I someone that you feel that you can love? Because women have to feel like they can love you. Not just get it from you, but give it to you. Can you love me? Or does it feel like I have a shell up? You have to be able to ask these questions. And don't defend yourself. Listen to her. If she tells you something, don't go into defense mode. You'll want to, but don't go into defense mode. Just listen to her. And then work with her on letting down those guards that you've had up for so long. On breaking down those barriers. Because when you become vulnerable, which is scary, because when you're vulnerable, that means that you're open to someone hurting you. And you probably will get hurt. That's the risk of being in a relationship. But when you are able to let those walls down, that is when intimacy will be achieved in the bedroom. It's not about what you do. It's not about what you do with your hands, your lips, and all that stuff is great. It's about letting down those walls, letting down those barriers, and doing that through communication with the person that you're with. When you're able to do that, when you are able to do that, you will achieve intimacy in your relationship, and whatever is outside of your relationship it won't be tempting to her at all, because she gets everything that she needs from you. All right, I'm going back to my game. I hope this helped you out, guys. Ladies, if you know any guys who may need to hear this, please share it. You can find all my books on my website, dreamforward.com, and connect with me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/thatrelationshipguy. Don't ask me why. Just connect with me. I'll see y'all then. Until then, Hotep.